I asked people to recommend me books they didn't like, and now I'm reading them. Book 19 in the Another Man's Trash Reading Challenge is I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. This is a slasher horror story about and told by Tolly Driver. We get the story from his perspective as the killer by way of him writing his autobiography. He takes us through his early life, 1989, in the small West Texas town of La Mesa. He's 17, an awkward kid with potential and good intentions, trying to fit in but being relegated to being an outsider. And he's about to become a revenge killer. After those fateful days go down in Texas history, movies, books, everybody knows his name, everybody knows a version of the story. But we get to see it all through his eyes, hear his reflections and insights many years after the fact about the summer night that changed the course of his life and all of the fallout thereafter. This is the closest poll of the challenge so far. You are split almost right down the middle on if I'm going to think this book is trash or treasure. And you know something? I am 15% of the way through this book. It's about 63 pages, and I am right there with you. Well, actually, as of right this moment, I don't like the book at all, but I've barely scraped the surface, and I know that. So I am trying to withhold judgment, but that's my initial impression. And I actually do feel like my mind could change provided I can power through. But it's not just the horror elements that I'm not overly fond of. We have stream of consciousness narration here, which I understand we're getting because Tall is drafting his autobiography, which is what we read. But I don't know how I feel about it. The timelines are kind of disjointed. It's making it hard for me to connect both to Tolly and the other characters, but also to the story that he's telling. There's a lot of exposition, but again, you're reading the book that the character is writing, so I kind of get it, but it feels a little bit heavy. And then the events that have happened, it's a horror book. I don't really know what the fuck I was expecting, but not really my jam, which is what I was actually going to say. I feel like I need to caveat this whole thing with the fact that horror is not my genre. Not for stage, not for screen, not for what I read. Not generally a fan. So I am predisposed to dislike, or at least be made uncomfortable by this book. That all being said, I know it's very early, and I kind of get the feeling that once this story breaks open, it's going to be nonstop momentum. We just haven't gotten there yet. If that happens prior to the DNF threshold, we might actually be in business. But if it doesn't, and it becomes a decision of do I want to continue reading until I get there, that path as of this moment does not look very bright. So I'm sitting here like this, but I don't actually know which option I'm hoping for, so I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping for the best, actually, at this point, is what I'm doing. You know, we will see.